Hey, Dr. Bob here with the Mason Method for Natural Childbirth. In this video, I want to talk about the contractions and how you should actually breathe through these contractions. So first off, I feel like it's somewhat human nature to tense up. Like if you were to stub your toe on the nightstand, I think it's normal to tense up when you're in pain. If you were to cut your finger, it's normal to like hold your finger and put pressure on it because it somewhat helps with the pain. Unfortunately, during contractions, you don't want to do that. You want to actually do the opposite, and you want to breathe through these contractions. So like in the movies, you see the women that are having a contraction and they're bearing down and they're gritting their teeth, and they're in this tense state. That's what you don't want to do during a contraction. And coming from a man that'll never have contractions, I get that it's probably easier said than done. And I do feel like this is something that you have to work on leading up to labor. And the best way I were to describe a contraction and how to deal with the contraction and not tense up is to approach it like it's a wave. So like if you're out at the beach and you see an ocean wave coming in, you see the wave start to form, you see it crest, and then you see it crash into the shore, and then it goes back out and the water goes away. Well, that's what a contraction is like. So you can feel it start coming on, you'll feel it get to its peak, you'll feel, okay, this is as intense as it's going to be, and then it's going to start to go away, same way that an ocean wave does. So what you want to do during this process is you want to breathe through this wave. So when the wave's coming in and the contraction is getting stronger, you want to be taking very deep breaths. So you want to breathe in to the count of 4, you want to breathe out to the count of 8, and that's going to keep your body calm. And then once you get to that peak, you know that you're through it and it's going to ease up from them. The wave is going back out, the contraction is going back out, and as you keep breathing through this contraction, that's what's going to sustain your labor and keep it going. And it's a big aspect because when the wave's coming in or the contraction's peaking, if you're tensing up, you're fighting this process, and it's going to make it last a lot longer. So that's why you want to try to stay in control of your breathing, and I feel like you have to work on this. Most people that have never worked on breathing, it's kind of an odd thing to think about because we breathe all the time, but I do feel like you have to work on your breathing leading up to labor and consciously be able to control your breaths so that when the contractions are getting pretty intense, you can still maintain your breath and remain calm, I guess is what I would say, throughout the contraction. And I promise if you can keep this up and you can keep this breathing going, you don't tense up, you don't go up on your tippy toes, you're not bearing down, it's going to make this process a lot smoother, and you're going to avoid stalled labors, but you're also going to cut down on the time that you have the contractions, and the whole process is going to move steadily along. So work on your breathing, take the breathing and combine this with meditating. Get into a spot during your day where you're away from people and spend 30 minutes just thinking about your breathing and learn to control it so that when you're in these contractions, you've already been there, you've done it before, and you can get into that place. So hopefully you got some great information from this video. If you like it, be sure to hit that like button, leave me a comment, share this post, follow us on Facebook. We try to provide a lot of content for women. My wife's had 2 natural births. They were very, very easy. We took a lot of steps that somewhat prepared through the whole process of pregnancy and labor. We've kind of, learned over the years that of all the steps we took, we really didn't need a lot of them. I guess I should say she didn't, so we've kind of dwindled this down into a handful of really important things that make a huge difference. So be sure you follow us on Facebook because we do share these tips to allow women to have an amazing birth experience like my wife did with both of hers.